Hi friends, Starryhilder, and kind of continuing the self-sustainable week with you friends. It was amazing because I met a really awesome couple. I was actually just stepped out of a meeting for a little bit. It was a real powerful meeting, and we were talking about bloodroot. Really, really wow. When you start doing some deep diving into these medicinal herbs, you will see how the government has gotten involved because of the pharmaceuticals and the money that they don't want people learning the power of medicinal herbs. They don't want people understanding them. So if you look up, say, black salve, or you look up bloodroot, what do you see on the internet? You see faces of people's faces being burned and necrosis and black because of bloodroot and because of the black salve. Those are the images that they want you to see, because they want to control what they know. They want privy to it. And then what they do is they will take the herb, and instead of using it in its purest form, they'll take something out of it and they'll put it in their own concoctions, and you're really not getting the real thing that you can just pick. You can just pick yourself. We're going to go over to the sassafras tree in just a second here. And especially with this pandemic, they're immune busting natural remedies that will really build your immune system. Where you just, and even if you've got an injection or not, you still need to build your immune system. I mean, that's just common sense, but they're not teaching that right now through the healthcare system. Healthcare has always been healthcare. It always relies on pharmaceuticals. I used to preach pharmaceuticals, but not so much anymore. Okay, so one of the first things I want to show you is the sassafras tree, and these things. Again, if you go into conventional medicine, they're going to talk bad about this stuff, or they're going to try to control the herbal medicine, so they have a monopoly on it, or you're going to get misinformation, but they're going to tell you that it's dangerous, and nothing that God has made, really, come on, that is in nature, and he gives us the warnings, right? But for the most part. It's a lie that these things are dangerous. Sassafras has been around for a long time. If you remember sassafras, root beer. I think it was like sassafras. You got root beer, and that's where the taste comes from. It has a beautiful. If you pick the leaf and you chew on the stem, sweet. It's got to. You can taste the sassafras. You can taste it if you even chew on the branch. Sassafras is a blood detoxifier. Cures syphilis. Oh, we can't say cure, but it's good for syphilis, good for anxiety, good for cancer. There's a whole list of things that sassafras is very powerfully used for. One of the most interesting things about sassafras is you can take the root, and you can have water that's been toxic water that is undrinkable, and sassafras will purify the water. Will purify it if you just stick the root in there. It is a blood cleanser too. So this is the sassafras. Take a look at the leaves. Very beautiful. I don't have these in Wisconsin. We don't have these out in South Dakota, but they are around in the South. So if you got a sassafras tree, you've got something very valuable. Now I'm going to show you the pokeweed, and the pokeweed is very potent too. I'm actually going to start using some pokeweed on my nose where I had the skin cancer. It is good for stage 4 cancers, very, very good for skin cancers. It is also very powerful for syphilis, again, pain, lots of pains. When I picked this pokeweed, you can smell, it's got this, you can, I don't know, you can just smell, I can't describe the smell, but yeah, it smells medicinal. I can't explain it, but it smells medicinal. But she said that you can actually dry the leaves, and then you can do a tincture out of it, or you can do an infusion. So I'm taking some extra pokeweed leaves, and you can also use the root. You know, almost every medicinal plant, you can use the root, you can use the leaves. You know, there's just so many benefits. So that's pokeweed, and I'm actually going to make some probably some pain salve out of this, and some infusions. So this here is actually a ginkgo tree, this bright yellow one. It hasn't produced any fruit yet. But I'll show you what the fruit looks like. The fruit actually is round, and you need to peel it, and there's like a little gel center, and you fry them up in a little coconut oil. You know they're done when they start popping, and they are used for memory and alertness. They're very powerful. So that's what a ginkgo tree looks like. So beauty berries do have medicinal value too, besides making a beautiful jam. They're good for muscle stiffness, and they're good for GI distress too. So, but isn't that a beautiful, beautiful plant? Look at that. Oh, and I also forgot, it's really good for fevers. So during this pandemic time, we have to remember we have a lot of flu-like symptoms, a lot of cold symptoms. So we have fevers, we have headaches, muscle stiffness. Almost everything here on our piece of property is able to deal with the viruses that are going around. Now this is a magnolia tree, and this here can be harvested to fight the symptoms of the virus right here. So you take these pods off the magnolia trees, and some of them have little red, I'll show you, they have little red things that are coming out of it. It's beautiful, look at that, okay? Now, what this has in here, the medicinal value of the magnolia tree, is this thing has quinine in it. Quinine is very valuable. So we all remember quinine is used for malaria, right? So this actually makes a very good mosquito retardant, but it's also very good for the virus. So, you know, these are things that sometimes you can't get in the store anymore, you know, but you want the purest form. You want to pick it right from the tree, and this is right from the tree. Over here then is the Castor Bean plant, and I hope you're enjoying this little tour here. I'm trying to get as much footage as I can. Right up here, if you can see these little prickly things, that is a castor bean. And right here, and this is where they get castor oil. Look at that. They get castor oil from that. I'm going to see if I can harvest a little bit of this too. Over there we have some hostas, and hostas are actually called a water plant. I think that's what she said it was. And hostas, domesticated or wild, are actually edible. I don't know if you knew that. All right, my friends, I hope you learned something. Sustainable Starry is back. And I'm gonna, you just keep checking back. I'm gonna hopefully be teaching more and more to kind of get you guys excited about really getting serious about that knowledge. You know, knowledge is going to be key right now. And the more you learn, the more you're going to be able to feed your families, because it really isn't about all the foods that you're going to be buying, because that sooner or later is going to disappear. But this will never disappear, and God gave us everything that we need to survive. And when we're out of that, He's going to rain down manna.